Imagine if one year you have reached the top of, let's say, Mount Everest. You reached the goal that you were dreaming of since you started whatever you were trying to do. And then the next year, something dreadful happens, like let's say, and as soon as you get to the top of a mountain, I don't know, an earthquake happens and you just fall back down to square one, or eventually something worse happens. Well, this is similar to what happened to Furniture Racing. The reigning, defending Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series team, Furniture Racing, has announced that they will cease operations at the end of the 2018 season. Now, this, in my opinion, is not a shock. I was kind of expecting it. It's been rumored for weeks that Furniture was not able to secure sponsorship, but the fact that it is now confirmed, it's still mind-boggling to me that a reigning Cup champion team owner is not going to be here next year because of sponsorship. The reason for that is because, 5 Hour Energy announced that they will be leaving, the sport at the end of this year, and I believe Furniture said they had 24 of 36 races secured with Bass Pro Shops and Auto Owners Insurance. Now, some people have said, that Furniture needs to be looked into a lot more because they had major sponsorships. In my opinion, they really didn't. They had, I think, 2 major sponsorships. Auto Owners, who I think would only sponsor 4 races, and Bass Pro Shops. That's it. They didn't have, and maybe if you want to count Furniture, but they only had like the contingency type of decals, the one that is next to the Monster Energy Cup logo. This opens to now. I think this now explains on what needs to change with NASCAR. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% NASCAR's fault, but they kind of made it like this because the way NASCAR built this car to make it so dependent on aero, teams has funded millions of dollars trying to keep up with the competition. What does that mean? Sponsors, they have to pay more to cover for those costs. And eventually, it just gets too much for the sponsors to handle, and so they quit. Like with 5 Hour Energy. I mean, they even signed on to just one more year to try and just stay with the team, but it was just too much. Same thing with Lowe's and Jimmy Johnson. They tried to stay with them. They inked one more year, and they're gone. Now, Barney Visser did say, made a statement on the situation. He said this is not good for anybody. The numbers just don't add up. I would have to borrow money to continue as a competitive team, and I'm not going to do that. This was obviously a painful decision to arrive at, knowing how it will affect a number of quality and talented people. We have been aggressively seeking sponsorship to replace 5 Hour Energy and to offset the rising costs of continuing a team alliance with Joe Gibbs Racing, but haven't had any success. I feel that it's only proper to make the decision at this time to allow team members to start seeking employment for next year. I strongly believe that all of our people have enhanced their careers by working at Furniture Row Racing. But now this opens up to now a new thing. Where will Mark Truex Jr. go? Well, sources have been saying that there's a strong possibility that Truex could replace Daniel Suarez at Joe Gibbs Racing. And possibly that maybe Suarez could go to, Levine Family Racing. Jesus, man, I'm just burping like crazy. Now, obviously, none of this is confirmed, but, sources are leaning that Truex could head to Joe Gibbs Racing. Well, this opens up a brand new way we look at NASCAR as a whole. How do we make this less expensive? Because again, there have been, Team Penske, Roger Penske says to fill one NASCAR car, can fill in 4 Indy cars. The fact that he can make a Cup car out of 4 Indy cars is mental. And again, it's because of the Gen 6 car. The fact that the car is so dependent on aero, teams have spent millions of dollars working on splitters, working on the OSS, the optical whatever system, working on splitters, working on this and that, cuts edges to try and just get that bit of a performance. And I think there needs to be a change with that. Hopefully the Gen 7 car can provide a a better and cheaper alternative way of providing good racing. Now, Real Ryman talked about this in a previous video regarding the sponsorship, and I actually kind of like the idea of having a cap, like what you see in the NBA, the NFL, maybe having a cap, so that sponsors don't have to spend so much, and so maybe the gap of competition isn't so wide. Sorry, I had to help my dad with something else, but yeah, maybe put like like I said, maybe put like a cap on certain things to make it just cheaper for everyone, and have like a I don't know, like a better chance of teams like these not like Furniture Row not having the issues like they have already. So yeah, again, big news, not surprising but still shocking at the same time. It really is sad because they came from nothing. They started in 2005 with nothing. They got their first win after 6 years in the business, in the Southern 500, and then 6 years later they win their first championship, and now 1 year later they're going to be out of business. They never even got a full year of like a breathing room. You know, like, hey, we're the champion for a year, let's celebrate. No, you're the champion, and now you have to struggle with sponsorship, and you're eventually going to shut down. So, yeah, it's a big disappointment. But I mean, personally, I was never a fan of Truex or really Furniture Row. But I want to thank them. Just personally, thank you for the ride. Thank you for the memories that you've given us of having this underdog story. A lot of people are gonna remember. Oh, JC uploading a video, so I'll probably watch that a bit later. But probably the most memorizing thing that people are gonna learn or remember from Furniture Racing is this picture in the 40 Caboose 400 when Truex won the championship with him and his girlfriend Sherry and the team just celebrating. And it's a sad day in the NASCAR world, and it's going to be very interesting to see how will this change the way spending is like in NASCAR, and maybe interesting to see where Truex will go. So yeah, again, to reiterate, Furniture Racing ceasing operations at the end of the 2018 season due to sponsorship. I have a couple of NASCAR Let's Play videos coming out later on in the week before the NASCAR Heat 3 opening. I will try my best to be able to get a live stream. Again, it'll be on Steam, so it probably won't be the best of quality, but I will still try my best to get it, get the game on a live stream for you guys. And this will be interesting to see how it plays out.